Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Shafaq Imtiaz, your biology teacher. I hope you're well. We were doing our third chapter, biodiversity, and we had discussed biodiversity, its importance, classification, hierarchy of taxonomy, history of classification system, and five kingdom system of classification. Today we will discuss about viruses and two names naming system of organisms. So let's get to work. Viruses are unique particles. They are made of proteins and nucleic acids, DNA or RNA, but never both. Nucleic acids are types of macromolecules present inside the nucleus of a cell. But in case of virus, DNA or RNA is enclosed inside a protein coat. They are on the borderline between living and non-living organisms because they have some living characters and some non-living characters. That's why they have been excluded from five kingdom system of classification. Living characters of viruses include presence of hereditary material, that is DNA or RNA, inside protein coat. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid and RNA is ribonucleic acid. They can only reproduce inside a host cell because they have either DNA or RNA, but for the production they need both types of nucleic acids. So they attack a living cell which becomes their host. Their host can be plant, animals, and bacteria. They live inside the host cell because they utilize the machinery of host cell for their reproduction. The virus kills the living cells when it reproduces in a host cell, so they are parasites. They also do metabolism inside host cell. Metabolism is the sum of chemical reactions occurring inside a body. Non-living characters of viruses include they are acellular, means they do not have cellular structure like living organisms. They do not respire or excrete. When they are outside the living cell, they become crystals. They can remain in the crystalline form for unknown period of time, and whenever they get favorable conditions, means whenever they get living host, they start reproducing and increase their number again, means they do not lose their ability to reproduce when they are inactive. Virids are small circular molecules of infectious RNA that cause several plant diseases. Virids do not contain proteins, they specifically attack on plants, while prions are infectious protein molecules. They are responsible to cause inheritable diseases in humans and other animals. They do not have any nucleic acid. Our next topic is binomial nomenclature. Bi means two, nomial is for name, and nomenclature is a system of naming. When biologists from different countries used to meet in a conference, the biggest hurdle in their meetings was language. Every language has common names for living organisms, so it became difficult for scientists to talk about a certain organism as the number of discovered organisms was increasing. It was difficult to study organisms with their common names. To overcome this problem, Carolus Linnaeus introduced two names naming system, binomial nomenclature. Carolus Linnaeus cannot be forgotten for his work on biodiversity. Not only classifying organisms, he also named the already discovered organisms. He listed about 4,000 species of plants and animals and gave a clear and brief description about each of them. There are some rules to be followed while writing the scientific names. Every type of organisms should have a particular name which consists of two parts. First word is the name of genus to which the species belongs. Second word is the species name. The generic name starts with a capital letter and the species name starts with a small letter. While typing a scientific name, it should be in italics. But when it is handwritten, both the parts of the name should be separately underlined, as you can see in the picture. There are many scientific names which are based on the names of zoologists or botanists to which the species or the whole group genus is dedicated. Here we have some examples like liverwort sewardiella was given the name after a distinguished botanist, Professor Seward. Lichen cordrea is the association of algae and fungi, and it was first studied by Dr. H. Chaudhary, so it was named after him. Mahashir fish was named Nazirator after the name of great fisheries expert Dr. Nazir. Scientific name is used in the whole world. Any species will be studied with its scientific name and not common name. It also makes easier for scientists from all over the world to study about a species together. In a scientific name, the generic name is common to all the species of a particular genus. However, the species name is different due to their different specific characters. That's why species name is also called a specific name. The specific name differentiate the individuals of a particular genus from one another. Here we have some examples of scientific names. Ficus religiosa peepal tree, Ficus bengalensis banyan tree, and Ficus elastica rubber tree belong to the same genus, so they have same generic name Ficus, but they have different specific names due to differences among them. In case of animals, Felis domestica cat, Felis leo lion, and Felis tigris tiger belong to same genus Felis, but they have different specific names due to differences among them. Same is for Canis familiaris dog and Canis lupus wolf. Advantages of binomial nomenclature are: these names are fixed and clearly defined as compared to the common names. The scientific names are in Latin language, which is a dead language. That's why people of all languages from all over the world have accepted it. These names indicate the generic relationship as species of the same genus have same generic name. It also tells about evolutionary relationship.